Greetings folks, in this video I'm going to be having a look at a new radio. This is the HelloRadioSKY V16. It is the touchscreen HTX multi-protocol / ELRS style radio. Looks very similar to the TS16S of course in the jumper, and that's because there is some relationship or link between the research and development team of Radio Master and the new HelloRadioSKY. I think the lead developer is a friend of HelloRadioSKY, or it's a bit complicated, I'm not too sure really. This was sent to me by Toolkit RC anyway for the review. They're selling it on their website. I'll show you all that stuff a bit later on. So although this looks very similar to the TS16S, it is quite a bit more featured, has a lot of extra, well, I think of the TS16S as the radio with all the bells and whistles. Well, this one has all the bells and whistles and flashing lights and extra programs and motion control and AI voice control as well. It's just incredible what they've packed into it, but we're going to have a look at most of the stuff. It is very early days. A lot of the stuff, or some of the stuff, isn't quite implemented yet. It is designed for people who want to tinker with their radios to quite a deep level, and future versions of HTX. Especially, it has a built-in IMU, gyros and accelerometers, which are not implemented yet in HTX. They're sort of waiting for a future version of HTX before that will be available. I think the AI voice control does work, so I will demonstrate that. All the flashy lights work. There are a few different versions. This is the max version, I think, with the very nice Hall effect gimbals, touchscreen, motion sensing, all of that stuff built in. I personally prefer simpler radios, but this is an example of how far you can go with adding extra functionality and flashy bits. So let's have a closer look anyway. We'll start with a look over at the Toolkit RC website. There's a little bit of a video there that shows you what's going on. You can see it has AI voice assistant, motion control, programmable gimbal LEDs and radio safeguard. There's the price range. That might be just for the cheaper one, possibly. Here we go, here's the price range. The V16 Max has metal gimbal, all the bits and pieces. The basic one doesn't have the programmable LEDs, AI voice assistant, radio safeguard, gyro, and it does have the metal wheel and gimbal fascia. Voice assistant, we'll have a look at that in a minute. Programmable gimbal, nice flashy lights, radio safeguard. So apparently it's equipped with 3 high precision voltage and current sensor measurement units, and with the update of HTX software. Does that mean it's not actually available at the moment? It can monitor the operating status of the system in real time and also the working status of the battery, main control system, built-in high-frequency module and external high-frequency module in real time. So basically it's extra protection against reverse polarity, low voltages and excess currents and things like that. There is the gyro built in, but not yet functional with this version of HTX as far as I know. Bit of an overview there and specifications. The output power, mine is the Express LRS version. You can get 4-in-1 and Express LRS. Output power, I think, is 250 milliwatts, or that's all I can see on the Express LRS Lure. So I'm guessing that's all it is with the internal module, but of course you can put an external module in and have higher power. Now on the SD card that comes with the radio, we get these speech tools here. There are some setup tools where you can add your own speech commands and I guess change what the speech commands do, which you'll see is important a little bit later on. Unfortunately, the setup programs are all X's, so I'm on a Mac, so they're not going to be available to me. And some firmware that you can generate, I think, with the different voice control commands. Let's have a look at the information anyway. So the voice control process, basically once you've activated it in the, the tele page, I'll show you that in a minute, you just say, hello radio, it will say hello, and then you can just say any of these menu items here, like system menu. It'll pop up the system page, model menu, etc., which I will show you. You can also do some practical things like drop your gear, drop flaps, and do trim adjustments on ailerons, elevator and rudder. And down below there are a few more commands you can introduce in the future. These will be photo, start recording, end recording, go home, GPS return, high takeoff and high land. So it's very much still under development, but we'll show you what is currently working. All right, so let's have a closer look at the radio. It is a touchscreen 4.3-inch screen, and we have all the usual trims. We've got the angled T6 and T5 trims up there, the 6-position switch, the roller, the system model, return, page forward, page back, and tele. All the same switches, 2-position switch, 3-position, 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 momentary, and 3-position there, 6-position switch there. And you might have noticed the LEDs. Let's shade it a bit. You can see how we've got colour changing LEDs. They're all at the moment mapped to the 6-position switch, so we can change the colours using the switches there. We've even got a cycle police one. These are all set up via Lua scripts in the special functions, even a couple of extra ones with sort of cycling, blue with yellow cycling. You either like it or you turn it all off. On the back we have, this one came with a 5000 lithium ion 2S. I don't know if this actually comes with the radio, but it came with the review model. But it does come, I'll show you all the extra stuff that it comes with as well. Full-size JR bay, adjustment points for the gimbal, and these moulded hand grips there. On the top we have trainer port, DSC port there, and the USB data port there. And on the bottom we've got the headphone port, charging, 2 serial ports, and the SD card there. And we'll just zip through the screens. We've got all the scripts there, Express LRS. Let's have a look at that one. And the transmitter power can only go up to 250, so I'm guessing that is what the maximum power is. SD card, radio setup, themes, global functions, trainer, hardware, and this is actually where we can turn on the voice control. These are the serial ports, but this is where you turn on the voice control. You choose Lua as the input for the voice control, and you've got to turn the port power on. You can also get that by pushing the tele screen. Here we are here. Yeah, again, voice recognition management. Make sure the Lua is turned on and the power switch is turned on. Now the Lua script has control of gear and flaps, and they are by default put on channels 5 and 6. And it overrides any mixes you have on 5 and 6. Now, I'm sure you Express LRS users will be pricking your ears up at the moment, because we need to keep channel 5 clear to be an arming switch, or an Express LRS high when it's flying switch. But they've taken it over for gear, which needs to be changed. And I'm pretty sure you can change all of these things with those setup applications, but I can't do it on a Mac, unfortunately. You can override channel 6 using a special function, which is what I've done to make sure that we get high channel 5 when we're flying. And on the future version, we'll also have here a head tracking or a motion control switch that we can turn on, and there's gyro adjustments, pitch, roller, rotate adjustments there, which will be useful in the future, but not at the moment. And we're on HTX version 2.10.1, which is a self-build, so yeah, we'll wait for future versions before it's fully supported by HTX. And the model menu, flight modes, inputs, mixers, outputs, curves, global variables and logical switches, and special functions. You can see this is where the flashy gimbal surrounds are set up by choosing different scripts there. This is my override channel, so to make sure that I can have channel 5 high when I'm in the air. Custom scripts and the telemetry page, and we're back to model setup. Okay, so now I'll demonstrate the AI voice recognition. What we do is we say, hello radio, and then you give the next command within 6 or 8 seconds, I think it is. So let's try system menu. Hello radio.
Hello.
System menu.
Okay.
So it brings up the system menu. Model menu.
Okay.
You can see it does channel message.
Okay.
Telemetry.
Okay.
So it's just doing what I'm asking it to, basically. We can actually do some trims as well, or actually, what I've done here, I'll show you this one. I've plugged a servo into channel 5 on a receiver that's bound to this one. So now, this is effectively the gear channel. Hello radio.
Hello.
Open gear.
Okay.
Close gear.
Close gear.
So basically you're dropping the gear down or the flaps down with voice messages, which is pretty cool. I don't know if I'd use it, but it's interesting anyway. We can also do things like trims. Hello radio.
Hello.
Actually, I'll return out of that, and if we look at channel 6 here, hello radio.
Hello.
Open flaps.
Okay.
So it goes halfway. Open flaps.
Okay.
And it's 2-stage flaps basically. Close flaps. Hello radio.
Hello.
Close flaps.
Close flap.
There you go. Now we can also do trims as well. Hello radio. Hello radio.
Hello.
Aileron adjustment.
Okay.
Left. 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 Right. 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 Right.
Trim sensor.
So you can see that's adjusting the aileron trims. You can do the same for elevator and rudder as well. So anyway, there you go. That's a feature that is available. Whether you use it or not is up to you. Here's the box it comes in. HelloRadio V16. Get a nice protective case, which is that sort of high density foam. Quick start guide in English and Chinese. USB data and charging cable. 18650 2S battery holder. We get Allen key and some alternative gimbal springs, and a neck lanyard, and the radio itself. So there we have the HelloRadioSKY V16. It is a feature-packed and futuristic radio. A delight for hackers and tinkerers, I would imagine, especially if you've got a Windows PC to enable all those setup apps, all those exe files. Has all the functionality of the Radio Master and Jumper 16-channel radios, with the extra bling and the extra voice activation, and in the future motion control that could be useful. I guess you could use motion control. They talk about head chasing feature, which I guess is sort of using it like that to operate a camera possibly. We'll find out in the future, I guess. I wonder if all of this extra stuff actually slows down the operation of the display a little bit. It seems to be a little bit laggy. You push the button and then, yeah, it's a little bit slower. I'll have to try my other Radio Master to see if it does the same thing, but I'd be looking to tone it all down myself if I was going to use it as my daily driver, which I probably wouldn't. I'd prefer smaller radios anyway. But, you know, there are people who like these things, and this will get them excited, I guess. Okay, that'll do for this one. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.